Komið í sæl og velkomin. I'm Hero, Icelandic teacher. So this is part 3 of this series on Hrafnkels Saga Freyfaxi, which I made a simplified version of, and I'll be explaining the vocabulary and the grammar as we go, and I'll read it out loud, of course, for you to hear the pronunciation. So last time we read this part, Einar og Hesturinn, and we introduced Einar, who he got a job as a herdsman for Hrafnkell. And he ended up writing Freyfaxi, which might have been a mistake, we'll see that today, because Hrafnkell had sworn this oath, where he said, if anyone writes Freyfaxi, I'm gonna kill him. So, we'll see what happens today. First, I'll read the whole paragraph, and then we'll analyze it together. So, Hrafnkell reiður. Hrafnkell sér hestinn. Hesturinn sveittur. Hrafnkell spyr, hver reið þér? Hrafnkell talar við Einar. Hann mjög reiður. Hann segir, þú reið hestinum. Ég verð að drepa þig. Hrafnkell tekur öxi. Hann drepur Einar. Einar dáinn. So let's start with the title. Hrafnkell reiður. So reiður means angry. Hrafnkell is angry. And it shares a common Germanic root with the English word wrath. W-R-A-T-H. Wrath. So reiður means angry. And Hrafnkell sér hestinn. So we've seen this structure before. Here, we were talking about Einar. Hann sér Freyfaxi. So hann, Einar, sér, which means sees, Freyfaxi. And here we have Freyfaxi and not Freyfaxi because this is the accusative case. Because this verb, to see, requires that we use the accusative case. So here, Hrafnkell sér hestinn. Hestinn is the accusative form of the word hestur, horse, with the article at the end. So Hrafnkell sees the horse, referring, of course, to Freyfaxi. Og hesturinn sveittur. So the horse is sweaty. So sweaty means sweat in Icelandic, that's a noun, and sveittur, it's an adjective, that means sweaty. And it ends in ur because, like reiður, because it agrees in gender, number, and case with Hrafnkell, which is a masculine singular nominative word in this case, and hesturinn, which is also a masculine singular nominative word. Okay. So, Hrafnkell spyr, hver reið þér? Hver reið þér? So Hrafnkell asks, who rode you? So let's start with this part, at spyrja. You can spyrja spurningu, svara spurningu. You can ask a question or answer a question, right? So spyr means to ask. So he's asking the following question. Hver reið þér? Who rode you? So in Icelandic, most question words start with kv, with how, waf, so hv. Like in English, most question words start with wh, who, what, when, etc. In Icelandic, most question words start with this sound. Hvar, hver, hvernig, hvenær, etc. So hver means who, reið is the past tense of this verb that we've seen many times, ríður. And so, as you can remember, it requires that we use the dative form. So we're not saying thu or thig, we say þér, which is the dative form of the second person pronoun singular, which is thu, right? So hver reið þér, dative form. And then Hrafnkell talar við Einar. So Hrafnkell speaks with Einar. So tala við means to speak with. And here we have to use the accusative form, which in the case of Einar looks just the same as the nominative form of the name. So Hrafnkell speaks with Einar. And hann mjög reiður. So reiður means angry and mjög means very. So hann, Hrafnkell, is very angry. Hann segir, þú reiðst hestinum. He says, hann segir, þú Einar, þú reiðst hestinum. So reið is the past tense in the third person, so who rode you, and reis is the second person singular form in the past tense of ridatu. So þú reiðst, so ég reið, þú reiðst, hann reið, hestinum, which is again in the dative form. This means the horse in the dative form. So þú reiðst hestinum. Ég verð að drepa þig. Ég verð means I have to kill you. So this is a very interesting structure, ég verð að. So it requires that we use the subject first, so could be a personal pronoun or a name, so Hrafnkell, ég, þú. Verð means have to, must. So then we have að. Then we use the infinitive form of the verb, which usually ends in a and is similar to the third person plural form, so it looks the same most of the time. And that's it. So ég verð að drepa þig. So for example, using the other verbs here, we could say, for example, Hrafnkell verður að sjá hestin. Hrafnkell has to see the horse. Or Hrafnkell verður að spyrja. So Hrafnkell has to ask. Or Hrafnkell verður að tala við Einar. So that's how we could use this structure with some of these other sentences. And of course, drepa means to kill, requires that we use the accusative form þig. So here we use the dative form þér of þú, and here we're using the accusative form þig. So I must kill you. So what does he do then? Hrafnkell tekur öxi. So Hrafnkell takes an axe. So öxi, you can say also exi, but I chose this form öxi, means an axe, a weapon, right? What does he do with the axe? Well, hann drepur Einar. So we said that drepa means to kill, so this is conjugated in the third person singular because hann, Hrafnkell, kills Einar. So hann drepur Einar. So as a consequence, of course, Einar dáinn. So dáinn, we say it for people, we usually say dáinn because it's more respectful than saying dauður, which is more used for animals, for example. But you can hear sometimes dáinn or látin to say someone is deceased or passed away. Dáinn. So this happened. Einar ended up writing Freyfaxi, and Hrafnkell did hold his word, and he killed Einar. So we'll see what happens next. So thanks for watching, and if you like this series, please, you can support the channel with a link in the description, and also you can book a private lesson with me. Link is in the description. So tack för er och sjáumst!